I have depressingly stared at my YouTube analytics enough times to know that my audience has a pretty wide range of ages. And for those of you that are younger, you might not know that there was once a time, not that long ago, when something like Steve from Minecraft in Smash Bros. Wasn't just seen as unlikely, it wasn't even just seen as impossible. It was completely laughable to even suggest. But here we are. A few days ago, we got our incredible in-depth look at Steve and Alex and Zombie and Enderman. And what can I say? This character is like nothing that Smash Bros. Has ever seen. I think it is safe to say this is by far the most impressive character we have ever gotten, technologically speaking. I shouldn't even be surprised anymore at this point, how impossibly accurate to the source material this character is, right? Like, there's no reason after all this time I should still be surprised, like, oh wow, the Smash team made that character seem exactly like they are in their source material. That shouldn't surprise me anymore, but Steve goes so far beyond. Even the sheer concept that they had to go back and reprogram every single stage to accommodate one of his gimmicks is not only a remarkable testament to the quality of work the Smash team puts in, or the dedication they have to the characters that they have the honor of working with, but it just goes to prove a bigger point that I have felt for as long as Smash Ultimate's been a thing, really. You and I, right at this moment in history, are living in the golden age of Smash Bros. In my opinion, just looking at Steve is enough to prove this. An impossibly huge character, coming from a game that has sold 10 times what Smash Ultimate has. A character that spans multiple generations, getting an icon this huge, from a company seen as a rival, this crossover that Smash has created, yada yada yada, you know the rest. This roster is one of the most remarkable achievements in modern gaming history, and you all know that already. I would like to use this video as an exercise in mindfulness, to fully appreciate this golden age of Smash that we're in. Will Smash ever be as good as this, ever again? At the risk of revealing my hand too early, causing a lot of you to abandon the video because I have left no room for surprise in what I'm going to say moving forward, no, I don't think we're ever going to reach the heights of Smash Ultimate ever again. But let's talk about Smash Ultimate for a minute, right? Smash Ultimate is a pretty big game, right? This roster is unbelievable. Is it the biggest roster of any modern fighting game? I'm pretty sure it is. There's over 80 characters in this game, and not just characters. Especially when talking about the characters that are included in Smash's DLC seasons, they seem to have scientifically calculated these characters to be as universally exciting and appealing as possible. You don't even have to look at something as obvious as Steve. Obviously, with sales numbers like Minecraft has, of course, a huge demographic of people are going to be excited about Steve. But even if you just look at the balance between retro characters, contemporary characters, characters that appeal to Nintendo, characters that appeal outside of Nintendo, characters that will appeal to a fan of a certain genre. Everyone has something to love here. So many different sectors of gaming are represented, and I bring this up not because it's the most obvious point to talk about when you talk about how great Smash Ultimate's roster is, but I bring it up because it didn't have to be this way. For a very long time, it wasn't this way. Yes, bringing in someone like Minecraft Steve, or the hero from Dragon Quest, these giant gaming IP is going to make a lot of people excited, and that'll translate to a lot of money for Nintendo. And that's a good thing, you know, assuming the quality keeps up. But can you imagine how much easier it would have been for the Smash team if they just decided to focus on first-party Nintendo characters with only a few third-party guests here and there? How much fewer contracts would have had to been signed and licensing deals to make, and executives to meet with and get the approval of? All the handshakes and signatures that need to be passed around to make sure all these different companies' characters are represented in the way that that specific company feels necessary. How SNK wants their characters represented in Smash is not the same as how Square wants their character represented in Smash, and they have to keep that in mind and adapt accordingly, when they could have just as easily only had to talk to Nintendo and maybe a couple of Nintendo's close partners. You think Smash wouldn't have sold absolute gangbusters if it's still mostly stuck to Nintendo characters? Of course it would have. You think the Fighters Passes wouldn't have sold if it's stuck to Nintendo characters? Of course it would have. This is Smash Brothers. Is it selling more so now because of the choices they've made? Probably. But do not underestimate the extremely strenuous task it is to work with all these different, supposedly competing companies to bring all these characters together under one umbrella. I don't think something like this can ever be done from scratch again. Of course, we all know that Sakurai himself has said that if the Smash series continues, it probably won't be as crazy as Ultimate, right? Smash Ultimate's DLC only gets to be so crazy because they already have the base Smash Ultimate to work off of, and base Smash Ultimate only gets to be so crazy because it was largely working off the framework of Smash 4. Whereas before, oftentimes, Smash games would be developed largely from scratch. And simply put, even removing the concept of third-party characters, developing an all-new Smash game from scratch and trying to reach 80 characters, that's completely absurd, that's completely impossible, that's never going to happen. And after all this time, you're back for more. I won't stop until they know my name. Smash Ultimate is in the prime position to build off the foundation of the previous Smash games that have led up to it, the clout that the Smash team and Sakurai has gathered, the insane levels of hype this game draws, to use that juggernaut icon status the series has, to yank all these guest characters together. And once they hit the reset button, this is going to be a near impossible goal to reach again. Let alone how much care goes into this, going back to Steve. That is not normal, how much effort is going into that character. Or most of these DLC characters, to be honest. How almost all of them have some sort of unique gimmick or mechanic they play off of, or some fundamental identity that makes them completely unique from anyone else on the roster. That's something that I complain about a lot because it leads to them being very obnoxious to fight, but purely for the effort and love it takes to craft that, that's not something you just get from any fighting game developer. We Smash fans know how incredibly lucky we are to have Sakurai at the helm. And while I won't stand here and say that no director can make a Smash game as good as Sakurai can, again, how easy would it have been to put the most cynical corporate suit in the director's chair and just pull down all the charts and graphs and get all the mathematicians together and say, alright, which characters are the cheapest to implement but have the biggest fan base to suck the most money out of? Steve from Minecraft? Okay, let's do it. What? No, don't bother giving him crafting mechanics and block building. We don't have the code for that. He uses a sword, right? Just give him a sword and make his moveset around that. Don't we still have some Fire Emblem characters that don't have echoes yet? Just stick him on one of those. It'll be fine. As long as people know that Minecraft is in Smash Brothers, they'll pay us $6 for it. I guess what these ramblings are trying to culminate to saying is that really the stars have aligned at this current moment in history. The Smash Brothers series has built to this apex, where it can finally realize what I think its goal has been all along. To be the biggest crossover in gaming history. It has a team behind it that can realize that vision to maximum potential. And the last variable I'll bring up as to why this is the golden age of Super Smash Bros. Is the community supporting this game. Let me explain what I mean by that. Smash has always had a huge install base. But the Smash community, the people dedicated to Smash Brothers and talking about this stuff online and all that, it did not used to be like this at all. When I first started viewing Smash content on YouTube, the videos you would see are just people with a still PNG of their roster with unedited voiceover over it, or a guy sitting in front of a camera in his parents' living room or like his apartment or college dorm room, just yammering on about character ideas or potential movesets or predictions. There weren't huge communities to grow out of it. You didn't see these huge production values and these quote-unquote YouTubers coming into the space to make videos and actually turn something of a profit out of talking about Smash. But with how big it's grown and how incredibly successful Ultimate has become, the community has been able to grow to a point that I barely even feel like I'm part of it anymore because there's just so many different sectors and areas of it to keep up with. Now, being on YouTube and talking about Smash is something that people do as their job. Talking about Smash on YouTube is seen as a lucrative thing to do. It builds some of the biggest communities any Nintendo game can, probably second only to Pokemon, I would say. Now, as the community gets larger, does that mean that it also gets more, I can't think of anything other than the annoying buzzword, toxic? Yes, it is. It's way more toxic than it used to be. But to see dedicated Nintendo channels or dedicated fighting game channels make videos specifically talking about Smash speculation or new Smash characters and like reacting to these Sakurai presentations and all that, that's not normal. That was not happening in like the pre-Smash 4, early Smash 4 era at all. People care about Smash Brothers now in a way that they haven't before. Of course, there's always been the competitive side of Smash. That's been around as long as Smash has been a thing, and it's never going to die, and that's awesome. But that's, of course, a very specific niche area of Smash that doesn't exactly translate to the same type of community and synergy within the game. If the first DLC character wasn't someone like Joker, and the latest DLC character wasn't someone like Steve, I don't think it would be nearly as fashionable and lucrative to talk about Smash on the internet. And while that kind of feels gross to me, because something that was so just pure and fun and small and niche for the first couple years I was a part of it has now grown into something that people are actively kind of exploiting, that's fine. That is a price that I'm willing to pay for so many people being excited and engaging with Smash Brothers. It gives me more people to talk to. It gives me more people that are excited about the thing I'm excited about. We are past the times of trying to use science and probabilities and predictions to predict Smash rosters and all those fan rules that people like to call out. Oh, your fan rules are meaningless. The Sakurai could do whatever he wants with Smash. You know why those fan rules exist? It's because they actually used to work back in the day. They were valid. Man, we were so on point with predicting the Smash 4 roster and the base Ultimate roster. But now that we're in the golden age of Smash, and literally anything with this game is possible, now all those fan rules are out the window. Now we know that any dream you might have of a video game icon joining Smash, that is a valid dream that has a chance. And not for a second should we take that for granted. It took Smash a while to get here, but Smash Ultimate is finally, fully realizing what I believe the mission statement of Smash Brothers always was. And I think it is important to appreciate that fact while we're in the middle of it. Because the final thing we need to ask in this video is how long will this last? If you believe the information we currently have, and we're not getting any new fighters after Fighters Pass 2, we're well over halfway done with the DLC characters we'll be getting. Is Fighters Pass 2 the end of Smash Ultimate? After Smash Ultimate, are they going to hit the reset button and reboot the series? Or are you someone of the opinion that they're just going to build off of Ultimate forever? Like when the next Nintendo console comes out, we'll get Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Plus, and that'll come with 5 new characters, and it'll have its own 2 seasons of DLC. And they'll just keep building off of this forever. This is definitely a topic for its own video, what the future of Smash beyond Ultimate might hold. But to give my general thoughts on the subject, I always choose to emotionally prepare myself for the outcome that I don't want. Like for characters that I really want in Smash, I convince myself in my head that they're just not gonna happen, and that way I don't get let down when they don't happen, and I get to be super excited if they do happen. So yeah, I'm taking Sakurai and Nintendo at their word. I'm looking at this at face value. I think Fighters Pass 2 is the end of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And that used to be what I wanted, actually. I used to want Smash Ultimate to sort of end, and then years down the line, the next Smash game would be something of a reboot for the series with a much smaller roster, and they would drastically remix what the game is like and how it plays. And that was largely born out of a desire for Smash Brothers to get back to a place where it could be an incredibly satisfying fighting game to play, because as much as I love Ultimate, it's just not the best fighting game. Especially after this season of Wi-Fi only tournaments we've had to indulge in, I think pretty much everyone's finally on the same page and thinking this isn't the greatest fighting game to play, right? Regardless, my tune has changed. I do think the best possible timeline would be if Super Smash Bros. Ultimate just keeps getting updated for all eternity. When a new Nintendo system comes out, just update the engine a little bit, maybe like up-res it to 4K or whatever, and just keep adding characters. What we have right now is too special to lose if we have the option to keep it going. That is definitely too much wishful thinking. I am definitely being way too much of an idealist. I completely have my head in the clouds there. But there's always going to be fan games and fan mods if I want the competitive experience. Smash Ultimate is one of the most important video games ever made. What it has achieved was generally considered to be impossible just a few years ago, and I am just thankful that the ride isn't over yet. And in the wake of Steve from Minecraft entering this game, thought it was worth it, pause, take a step back, and appreciate this unbelievably impressive video game that we still get to experience.